Mid, Lorinoff, 6 and 4, 7 and 4 for the Lesh, so much closer than it was against the Death Prophet for now anyway.
Yeah, not really applying the same amount of pressure early on. However, later on in the game, the Leshrac is much better against this Lycan hero than Death Prophet is.
I guess you have to be a little bit worried about that spill damage onto the last will of the Necro unit, but you'll have Yules or Bloodstone to tank you up. BKB will come. Ways around
you get the talents like the armor, the strength. You also have the Legion Commander to back you up to press the attack, so shouldn't be in all that much trouble as last time. However, this Techie Stone, this hero it's a scary hero to play against, like especially in a grand finals, game 5, everything is on the line.
Well, there's that first blood. Finding Hanskin on the way back, again set up by the Crystal Maiden of Ina. Gambit start off that top lane with a bit of a bang. As down bottom, there's the blast off in onto FNG. Excess Vampire also kills off the courier as Nico Baby, he's trying to give it the chase, but there's no way he can get the finish. How much damage does that do? 300 damage and Enchantress is 500 HP. So it's like 60% of her HP.
Yeah, it's not a bad hero to have against Enchantress, at least now on the laning stage. I mean, Enchantress's HP pool overall is just not the most impressive, so...
That's a very polite way of saying it's garbage. Vampire might be thinking of just going for the blast off to take down FNG again, but reasonably low HP on the techies. This gives Malik so much space now to clear through the creep waves, catch up on the CS that he's been struggling a little with, and there's the blast off just to deny the techie's life. Leaves Malik alone down in the bottom lane though.
Yeah, you can bring some regen for your Magnus, come back to the lane, keep jumping at people. Just be a nuisance in general.
Well, S4 in the 1v1 against Juggernaut now.
A pretty rough start.
Hanskin, yet again, looking for that roll. Connects it very nicely. Lorinoff misses out on the stun from Limp, but that Pulse Nova damage is more than enough to finish off the Lycan. Good little pick off there from Limp, but that's down to what you were saying. S4 left top allows this Earth Spirit to move around, and S4 just gets out of the Frostbite with a press the attack quite easily.
If you could find that Lesh, that would be a huge kill. Fortunately, they're just gonna get some creeps instead. Lorinoff going in here onto Limp.
Yeah, he shapeshifts for it.
He's got the hits. Oh, he's getting juked.
Oh,
completely.
He's getting juked into the Roche Pit. That's tragic as Limp keeps pumping damage with the Pulse Nova and the Edict, but in comes the Juggernaut to secure it up. Xani's there. Swings into action as the Maiden and the Techies both kind of corralling Limp up towards that top lane speed. Not even a win lace in sight.
Yeah, they're up 3k already. Despite the Juggernaut being at the top and farming very well, they're getting so much farm on both Nico and on Limp.
Yeah, again, it's that 5-man playstyle from Gambit. They do move in onto S4. TP from Lesh coming through, and the Haunt with a duel. Malik gets caught before RP. They're going to find Ina's Crystal Maiden too, while Xani's trying to get the Omni Slash. It does focus Nico Baby, but it's not enough to bring anybody down. They're being burnt, destroyed, and brought to the ground as Kisani gets the spin. The healing ward's going, but the right clicks are there. And Nico Baby secures a double kill for himself. Gambit lose all 4 heroes they brought down south.
Heroes without any way of fighting the books, it's not that same game that you just played.
And there it is again, S4 straight on top of them with a Haunt to follow through. Easy pickings on the Maiden, while Limp can try and deal with the summons. The fake pump on the RP after the Yules is used. Now they find the Leshrac and they catch him. Omni Slash is bouncing around, but Limp finally dying. It took a while. The chase forward. Can they get more? They can with Xani and Lorinoff. Double kill each of them, but Hanskin turns around and kicks him in the face. 1 hero traded off for a 5-man wipe. Gambit, they come in and they strike while that
Roche is pretty quick with that medallion, with the press the attack on S4, Edict, Desolate from Nico Baby.
Scan connects. Gambit are too late though. Roshan has already given up his way for another shawl. Malik. He wants it, but he's been used up. Scouted, and Blink was cancelled by that Cyclone from the Wild Wing. Yeah, Blink duels there from S4 too. Bonus damage, and the roll from Hanskin straight in towards the Maiden. Backup is not quite here yet though. FNG will mech him up, and the Leshrac will try and hold them back, but Gambit
Yeah, Nico Baby is having a very nice game now with the Nether Shawl. Just some additional damage, maybe from the Radiance, just some extra help against...
It's spell damage, right?
Not entirely sure. The RP onto Spectre, into the
try and
mines.
catch. That's a lot of damage, but a haunt away. Freezing Field comes. They don't get the finish, though. Spectre's out of there. Nico Baby back up to half HP thanks to the press the attack, and Hansken's rolled in onto Lorinov. That is massive damage from Limp, and the duel onto Xani takes down the two big cores. Gambit, they're trying to retreat. The mines, they don't get anything. Poor Malik is being magnetized and burnt down. A triple for Hansken, doing so much AoE damage in that battle. And the Spectre are desperate. Really desperate for this mid-tier 1. A fight around it. They do jump. Catch the FNG Enchantress. 30 seconds till RP means that Malik can't really go for that immediate initiation onto the Lesh or the Spectre that he would love to. And as the jump again, does get the spin off in time. Dueled up with a healing ward behind. Lycan sprinting towards Limp as they do Frostbite, Freezing Field. Nico Baby Spectre down to half HP. Mines are there from Vampire, and the Lycan shifting forward towards Limp again. Always going to get burnt to the ground here. He self-cyclones, Yules up into the air, but Limp, he's going to be saved. No, Hansken misses the roll. Split Earth's off the mark as well, and on the high ground. Ooh, they see that ward get placed. They know something's up. Jump from S4 maybe? He's thinking about it. Press the attack and overwhelming odds, and a roll from Hansken does clip Malik. Ina's here. Frostbite and Skewer kicking back and roll away. Gets out of danger, and the Haunt arrives. Freezing Field from the Crystal Maiden, but it's the backlines. The duel. S4, he's found Lorinov, and the Lycan is shredded. Limp comes in to secure it all. Crystal Maiden's brought back for this. And Nico Baby feeling emboldened by his teammates. He's trying to sprint forward for the techies, but it's Hansken again making the moves, enabling Limp to get the initiations in. Jug will spin. We've seen how well Hansken can roll in, isolate a target, and allow S4 and Limp to pick them apart.
Yeah, you have the extra 400 HP talent on the Spectre. He's incredibly tanky. Fighting into that Haunt is very hard.
And there's the jump. The stasis trap catches him though. Legion Commander, Blade Mail, the RP cancelled out as he dueled up the Magnus, and no! This Juggernaut has to spin and run away. Freezing Field's gonna get cancelled out as that Spirit on top of the Crystal Maiden, but the Omnislash coming. Where's it gone? In onto the poor Spectre as Nico Baby cleaved in twain by the Juggernaut, but Limp still left on the field. Healing ward up to the high ground, not enough to save the life of the Jug. And yet again, Alliance, they move in and they strike so quickly.
You can see that the Nico Baby, he dealt 4k damage pretty much with like Blade Mail and Radiance and Dispersion. Almost the entirety of that Juggernaut ult went onto the Spectre. I think that's pretty much like the best way you can get it. Their ultimates are really where a lot of the value lies. I mean, especially for the Lycan.
Oh, S4. S4's hunting. Hunting for mines and hunting for techies, and he's got a dual win lined up for him. Eyes on the prize.
Yeah, it's really Alliance's game right now, though. I mean, they're up 23k at 34 minutes, both Spectre and Lesh being huge. You have the Abyssal completed on Nico Baby.
RP into the mines. Limp gets blown up. They do haunt forward, and Nico Baby looks to focus into the Juggernaut. He's got Healing Ward in the backup of his squad, though, and that Omnislash is going to slice through Nico Baby. Pops the cheese and turns to fight Malik. Does get the Magnus now. They don't have duel. The Lorinov Lycan sprinting back into base, and that Omnislash from Sani doing good damage, but Nico Baby so damn tanky. Still with 1,000 HP remaining, as they do take out Hansken, so a decent battle here for Gambit. Yeah, there's a couple of Juggy ults as well, as he does get Blink duel. Blinken's got cancelled out, the blast off, excess Vampire, you know I can't turn that one. S4's there with a victory. Even through that Lincolns of Jug, they find a way. Yeah, that is Aghanim's Jug with...
Yeah, when you're forced to use Shapeshift right outside your base to run away, it's never really a good sign.
Skewer in. Limp does Yules himself, and again, 3,000 HP on this Leshrac. Difficult to bring down as the Abyssal Blade jump, and excess Vampire removed from the game, and it looks like the Maiden will follow him. Buybacks are available on the Maiden, but not on that. Techies, as the duel's there, and Malik's been caught, so no Blink RP and no buyback for him. Gambit getting sniped out one by one as Alliance. They dangled Limp right in front of them, and Gambit fell for the bait.
Yeah, I think the really big thing here is you're sure you're going to have your Juggernaut, but he doesn't have his Empower. Without it, he's quite weak. There is definitely not enough damage to deal with all of these heroes.
Swift slash onto the Enchantress, and S4 nearly dies to mines, but Alliance barely scraping away with their lives. Juggernaut does have Omni Slash and Swift Slash ready, but no Empower for 20 seconds. As the onslaught continues, and Alliance want to break down a second lane of barracks. Catapult waves are going to work. They could shift into mid quite easily here. Level 24 Lesh doesn't have the Edict talent just yet, but he should be able to shred these buildings with ease.
And Lorna feeling more like a small cat rather than a big wolf. I think this is the time where, Sani, you have to go for some sort of Hail Mary. Maybe you hope you win this fight by a rapier. Try to go for something crazy here, because...
Desperation.
Definitely.
There's the skewer, but Malik is immediately Abyssal Bladed. Can he get an RP off? He's silenced, he's stunned, and he's killed off. No RP! There's nothing for Gambit, the buyback from Lycan, but Juggernaut, he's in the midst of it all. So much damage flowing through from this Lash and Spectre. Forces the buyback from Kasani as he wants to get back into the scrap, but Mega Creeps are coming. Alliance focus the buildings, they get the structures down. Objective-based gaming for Alliance. 38 minutes in, and they get the Mega Creeps going.
Give everyone on Gambit 10 more levels, then...
Oh yeah?
Maybe we could do some talking, but right now this is looking fairly grim.
You underestimate the power of techies, dear sir. I've seen techies games. It's going to be difficult against this Lash, though. Timeless Relic, Eon Disc, I believe, is coming. Yeah, it's just been finished off for Limp. On top of Aegis, so he basically has, 3 or 4 lives. 2-man RP, that's the jump they need. To blow him up, and Hanskin has 4 down. Yules from Limp as the Spectre does Haunt, trying to catch the backlines. Glimmer Cape and Healing Ward there, and Nico Baby. Look at him tank everybody up. Does get slowed down. Kasani thinking about the Swift Slash. No Omni Slash for another 10 seconds. And the focus onto the Tier 4s. The power of Alliance becoming apparent now as they try to close out Game 5. Gambit, what have you got left? Any tricks up your sleeves? Something? No? Magnus is down 50 seconds, so they can't even skew him into Fountain. Baby, and there's the Juggernaut. He's going in, he's trying his hardest, but Nico Baby just tanking the Fountain. He'll mount her and try and dodge, but he does die. Juggernaut's dueled up, but he's gone for 2 minutes now, and GG is called. Alliance, 5 games deep, finally take down Gambit in a beautiful series.